Oh man, it sure is a nice day outside. Ah, man, it's a good day for exploration. We made a new mod pack, and so it includes a lot of our favorite mods in it. In this, and it should be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and check out what is going on here. What? Huh? Trees. The trees don't have any leaves for some reason. I'm not sure if that's like a new biome or something. Looks just kind of weird. Huh. Interesting. I don't know what's going on here. What? What the hell? What? What? What the? What? Hello?
Yes, hello? Hello?
What are you doing? There's just,
Uh, uh,
there's like,
I'm controlling the nuclear power plant
this
right
doesn't
now.
seem safe. What? It's just,
But this is entirely safe. Just keep your distance, alright?
like, are you just pouring uranium everywhere? What's going on? It's like toxic waste.
Oh,
Oh my God!
nothing
What did you do
toxic
to
about
the
it.
ocean?
Hmm?
What?
Oh, those fish, they're just going out for a swim.
What? You're just leaving uranium out here. What do you mean? This is this is ridiculous. You just it doesn't seem like you're managing this power plant very well. There's just green stuff pouring out of the top of it, and I'm pretty sure
Oh, no, 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 that's just completely safe runoff, I assure you.
usually it doesn't come out of the top. I don't think you're doing it right, and
Hmm?
there's like puffs of black smoke that are coming out of it. Usually the smoke is white. Um,
Oh, no, that's fine, that's fine.
um, that it doesn't seem so. Okay, what are you doing in there? Can
Oh,
oh God, I just
just
touched that.
controlling the plant.
Ugh. Can what? Can I?
Hmm?
I'm going in.
This is not safe. What are
What's
you
going on
doing?
in here? Oh God!
What are you
Ow!
doing?
What the? Ugh! Ugh! God!
Oh no.
Ow!
You're not one of them, are you?
What? What do you mean? What? What? Hey, hey, what the? Get back here! What are you doing? Get back here! I have some questions for you. What? Oh my God! I don't think I'm gonna be able to catch up with him. Oh God, he definitely set up some poison. Uh. Oh God. Where'd he go? What the hell? He just. What? What the? Well, you know what he must have been using? He must have been using Industrial Craft 2. So, hey guys, it's Xasra. Welcome to my Industrial Craft 2 mod guide. Hope you enjoyed that little skit at the beginning here. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. Today we'll be covering the basics of this mod. Eventually we'll be getting how to pollute your environment to the point at which all the fish and wildlife will die, but not today. So, let's get started. So, guys, hope that was funny. This is Xasra. Welcome back. Recently just hit 500 subscribers, and somebody asked me to do an Industrial Craft 2 mod guide. To be quite frank with you, you should really just be using thermodynamics and thermal expansion because they are far better. But the first thing to understand about Industrial Craft is that it uses its own power system, which is EU, which stands for electrical units, because that's funny. And so let's go ahead and take a look at how you're really going to be starting with this mod. So the first thing you're really going to want to be doing is making these three tools. Of course, you need a wrench, which is made with bronze through the use of bronze blend, which is going to be copper powder, 3 copper powder, and tin powder. So you can use a machine called a macerator, which we'll be covering here in a second. So that's a wrench and how you get bronze, which we'll be covering in a second, but that will be here in a bit. The next thing you need is a tree tap to get rubber from rubber trees, which is just 5 wood like this. You get rubber from rubber trees. You can tell it's a rubber tree from a distance because it always has these two little leaves on top. Now, what you want to do is you'll see something like this, right-click it, you get sticky resin, which will be used in the creation of rubber whenever you smelt it, which gives you rubber. Huzzah! Pretty nifty. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to make are wire cutters, which require iron plates and iron, just like this. But to get iron plates and pretty much any of the other plates, you're going to be needing the forge hammer, which you create like so, with 2 sticks and 5 iron in this arrangement. Now, what this allows you to do is it allows you to smash tin, bronze, copper, lead, steel, and gold into plates, also lapis and obsidian plates. Silver does not have a plate variant, and neither does mixed metal ingots. But what you can do with mixed metal ingots after you get all these things is you can actually use it in a compressor to get advanced alloy, which is what you use that for. But you may be noticing that in the mod, these regular tin plates are actually not being created. Instead, what you end up having is different types of plates are appearing, which are these ones. These actually act as the same thing. They're just from a different mod. They're from Thermal Foundation, which is why it's better, because you also have all these other ones. But that's how you create them, is instead of getting these regular plates from Industrial Craft 2, you'll be getting the ones from Thermal Foundation if that's what the mod you're using is. To get dense tin plate, you need to go ahead and use a compressor and get 9 tin plates, and you get dense tin plate. And then to get a tin item casting, what you simply do is you grab a tin plate and your forge hammer and just use it again on it, and you get tin item casing. And that goes for each of these things, and they're pretty much created the exact same way, which is pretty nifty. To get lapis plates, you need a compressor with crushed lapis. But now we're wondering how we get all this crushed lapis stuff, okay? The first thing that you're going to need is a machine that generates power, because the machine that's going to let us get the crushed lapis and all the crushed ores and stuff is called a macerator, but it needs power. So the first thing you're going to want to make is called a generator. Now, funny. Now a generator is interesting in that it is made from an iron furnace, 3 iron plates, and a RE battery, which you create by getting 4 tin item casings, 2 redstone, and an insulated tin cable. How you get an insulated tin cable is you get rubber, which I just showed you how earlier to get, and tin cable, which you make with tin plate and wire cutters. Great. That's our first multi-step thing that's going to take forever to do. And then after that, you, of course, either need 3 iron plates, an iron furnace, or a basic machine casing. But let's go with this recipe for right now. An iron furnace is made with a furnace and 5 iron plates in this arrangement. Pretty simple. But the other one, the basic machine casing, is just 8 iron plates in a circle and a crafting table. And there you go. And that is how you make a generator. Now, generator uses things such as solid fuel. So anything with a burn time, you can actually use as fuel and generate EU with it. Now, some of the other things, such as the metal former acts as a tool that you can use to make things such as wires or plates or cutting wires, which is just so useful. So let's go ahead and take let's say a gold ingot. All right, I want to make a golden plate out of this. Go ahead and put it in there. Huzzah! See that? Interesting, right? Now, of course, what I said earlier about macerators is that that's how you get the dust and everything. But what's nice about macerators is pretty much any ore in the game, let's say iron, in this mod, you're going to be using up a lot of resources, but what the macerator does is whenever you put it... Oh, God, it's so loud. Gives you 2 crushed iron ore. Interesting, right? This equals basically 2 ingots once you smelt it. So you double up your ingots production with the macerator, which is insane. Now, to smelt this stuff, you're going to, of course, need what is known as an electric furnace. You don't need an electric furnace. You can use a regular furnace, but this is how you do it in this mod, is with an electric furnace, because it just uses power and doesn't use coal. So let's go ahead and check out the electric furnace. Of course, it requires an iron furnace, which we looked at earlier, 2 redstone, and electronic circuit, which you need insulated copper cable, and an iron plate. We already know how to make an iron plate, and redstone is already found in the world. But how you make an insulated copper cable is you need rubber and copper cable. Copper cable is, of course, cutters and copper plates. Pretty simple. And so that is the electric furnace. So if we go ahead and just shove some crushed iron into here. So 1 ore equals 2 ingots, which is pretty fancy, which is just some basic mod stuff that pretty much everyone should know. Now, interestingly enough, the next, thanks game. The next thing that we're going to be covering is the compressor. But we still have to get through all these machines, which is going to be horrendous, but it should be fine. So this is a compressor. So you need a basic machine casing and a circuit, which you already know how to make. So that's just going to be 8 iron plates. Now what a compressor does is, if we go ahead and take a look at its uses, you can compress a bunch of different materials into dense copper plates, for example, compress it into energy crystals, aluminum, ardite. Pretty much, there's a lot of recipes. There's 35 of them, so remember to use your JEI or NEI, or whatever you're using at the time. Pretty useful. Next up is the extractor. So later on, whenever you're trying to just tree tap everything, I guess I thought I saw something. You want to get as much rubber as possible, but farming up the tree is just going to be kind of annoying because these do go away. So what you want to do is you can actually grab the actual rubber wood itself. So let's grab 64 of it, and let's put it in the extractor. See, it already gave us rubber since I was testing out earlier, but if you shove it in there, God, these machines are so annoying. But you can extract rubber out of the wood itself. So you can just farm up these trees, and it makes it far easier to get that sort of stuff. The iron furnace is actually a lot better than the regular Minecraft furnace. It has, I believe, I don't know, whatever. It's increased speed. You want it. Next up is the recycler. Now the recycler you make with coarse dirt, or just dirt in general, a compressor, which we had to the left there, and I just showed you how to make, a glowstone dust, and then 2 iron ingots. Now, what a recycler does is you can make scrap out of, I believe, some machines. So if we go ahead and throw that into there, I don't think it works. Next up is the ore washing plant. This will become very important later, but how you make the ore washing plant is basic circuit, a machine casing, 2 buckets, 3 iron plates, and 2 electric motors. Now the electric motors, on the other hand, we already know how to make 10 item casings, as I showed earlier, and we also have coils and iron ingots. So coils are made with an iron ingot and 8 copper cables, just like that. And now what the ore washing plant is used for is you can use it to clean up certain types of ore, because not all ore is going to want to be thrown into the electric furnace. So, for example, with crushed uranium ore, this is how you make nuclear reactors, as we saw earlier. You need to go ahead and purify it first. And I believe you put water in it. Go ahead and double check that, but I'm kind of just reading off here what I have. The fluid and solid canning machine. Huzzah! Basic circuit, machine casing, 10 item casing. You get this thing. You can use it to make construction foam out of water with construction foam powder. You can also make it to make coolant with lapis lazuli dust. You can also make biomass with water and biochaff. And also you can make hot spraying water, because that's funny, with sticks. And you can also use it later on for the fuel rods of uranium, where you grab a fuel rod, you put in some enriched uranium nuclear fuel, and you get a fuel rod. And you can also get MOX nuclear fuel. We'll be covering a bunch of this stuff later, but you can also just straight up can food. So you make a tin can. Now, tin cans are made. Why are they not? Okay, here we go. So you use tin item casings in a metal former for extrusion, and that's how you get tin cans. But you can can a lot of different types of food with this. Just pretty much any type of food. Next up, you have the solid canning machine, which is made with 2 tin cans, a basic machine casing, and 2 basic electronic circuits. And you get a solid canning machine, which you can use to just basically do the same thing. It's just a little bit less complicated, and it does the only solid part. Next up is the bottling plant. The bottling plant is made with universal fluid cells, 10 item casings, 4 of them, and a glass pane. There you go, simple enough. Now this, of course, requires also another 2 basic control circuits and a basic machine casing. And this is used for some... Oh my god! What the hell? Where'd he go? I can see... Get away from here! Go! Leave! Go! Go pollute somewhere else. So you put the water in there. You have that. And now we get a water bottle. Huzzah! Next up is the crop harvester, like so. You need a chest, or a trap chest, really doesn't matter. A electronic circuit, 2 shears, a basic machine casing, and crops. Now, crops are interesting because they're just made with 4 sticks. Hooray. A crop matron plants crops with 2 universal fluid cells, 2 basic electronic circuits, a chest, a basic machine casing, and 3 crops, which we showed earlier. And that's a crop matron. Power it, it plants seeds. You just got to put them into here, which is weird. But honestly, the UIs of this are just extremely complicated and don't make much sense. And I don't have the ability to explain them extremely well. We're just going over the basics here and giving you a brief rundown. Now, the next up is the miner. Now, if I remember correctly, I don't think the miner does anything besides dig straight down. Interesting. Well, you guys can go ahead and do that. I don't recommend it at all. Next up, we have power generation. We already covered the generator. It uses coal, any burning type of thing. The next up is, of course, the geothermal generator, which you had to pour lava into. Pretty easy. So if I... Oh, did I just... I'm an idiot. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. It generates power. Hooray! The next up is biogas, and there is a way to get it. It's just that it really isn't worth it, so I don't recommend you use this at all. If you really want to, and I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, biogas is the best form of energy generation in industrial craft too." I don't care. Just it's a pain to get, so it probably is not worth your time. Nuclear is much better. Now, you're going to be generating a lot of power over time. So the next things that we're going to be covering are the bat boxes, or the power storage portion. So a bat box can store 40,000 EU, but they can only output 32 EU a tick. So just remember that. So this bat box is made with wooden planks, insulated tin cable, which we've covered before, and RE batteries. Pretty simple. Just a battery box, because that's funny. Next up is the CESU. CESU is made with insulated copper cable, bronze plates, and advanced RE batteries. Advanced RE batteries are made as such with sulfur and pulverized lead, which you can get from the macerator. And the bronze item casing is, of course, made by just smashing your forge hammer against a bronze plate. And that's all you need for that. And next up is the MFE, which is the next tier up, which is tier 3, 512 EU a tick, and a lot of EU storage. This is 2 times insulated gold cable. So to get 2 times insulated gold cable, you need to have insulated gold cable, okay, and rubber. So insulated gold cable, you can do like that, or the easier way to do it, in my opinion, is you can just get regular gold cable, and then you can put 2 rubber on it, and you get 2 times insulated gold cable. Now, of course, you need to know how to make these energy crystals. Energy crystals are made with energium dust, which are made with diamond dust, which you can get from the macerator, and 5 redstone. So 4 diamond dust, 5 redstone, you get energium dust, which is then used in the creation of an energy crystal and a compressor. Great. What a lovely thing. And then the next thing on it is just the basic machine casing, and that's all you need. But you can store a lot of energy with this thing. And Now, there are some other things like power generation, such as the solar panels. Solar panels are pretty simple to actually make, and they're pretty useful. They're just 3 pulverized coal, 3 glass, a generator, which you know to make, and an electronic circuit. And you can just put these together, and you can pretty much just plug any cable into these and get power out of them. For example, if I just grab a insulated tin cable or something, right? Says it's getting sun. You just put a MFE right there. What? There we go. You just plug it into the side right there. You can go ahead and get power off of all of these. And I did forget to mention something. We did not even cover what the ores look like. Keep in mind that most mod packs are going to be including a lot of variations of these, and there are some mods that fix them, but you're going to be seeing a lot of these different types of ores everywhere. So you have copper ore. There's like 50 mods that add this, so keep that in mind. Usually they're interchangeable, but sometimes they're not, so just be careful about that. Lead ore. Lead is also in a bunch of other mods. This is what it looks like in Just Joe Craft 2. You have tin, and you also have uranium. Uranium is the easiest one to spot, so there's that. And so that should cover the basics of everything that you would need to know to start off. And oh my god, hey, get out of here, leave, go, bye. So that should cover everything that you need to know about the basics of Industrial Craft 2. Pretty soon, hopefully, our new mod pack, which is the one that we're currently playing on, will be made into a series. I'm getting kind of tired of. Oh my god! All right, whatever. We're gonna be. My friend and I here are gonna be doing a let's play on it because I'm honestly tired of Sky Factory. It's boring to watch. I'm sure you guys are bored of it. It's super boring, just sitting in the sky doing the same thing over and over again. It's slow to start and it's boring. It's horrible. Wouldn't you agree, Riley? Yeah, you see that? He is nodding very aggressively. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did find something useful, or if you need me to cover something else and I didn't clarify something, I will be going back over this to clarify some certain things about this mod once we're done with it. But next episode should be a bit more interesting than this one, but this should hopefully get you started in the mod and get you introduced to it pretty easily. You can always look up other guides online, and also I mostly figure out my mods by looking through the JEI, because most of the tech mods actually work the same. But if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, and also comment down below what other mods you'd like me to cover. I'm going to keep on covering this one, but I will keep your input in mind. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to get notified whenever I release a new video, because pretty soon, I mean, I just hit 500 subscribers, which is ridiculous. Honestly, I didn't expect any of that. But I've been Xasra. See you guys later. Oh my god, stop polluting the environment.